This video will show you how to make and insert a customized chart in Google Slides. It is an amazing feature of Google Slides and makes your life so much easier when you're trying to represent data from your science experiments. And in science, we use graphs a lot. So the main three that we will use in elementary and middle school are bar graphs that compare data, pie graphs or pie charts that represent parts of a whole or percentages, and then line graphs that measure things over time, like plant growth. So let's jump right into it and show you how you do this. So we're going to click Insert. We're going to go to Chart and select the column. There are two you can choose. We'll select the column today. And you can move this around and notice there's a little drop down arrow. We're going to click on that and open the source. Wait until it loads, okay? So right here, this is where you will wait until everything loads. We get kind of antsy and want to click, 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 but just wait. Okay, so then you'll come here for your independent variable, and this is going to be whatever you are changing in your experiment. In this case, we'll say that we're testing the height of a ramp and how far the toy car will go because of the height of the ramp. So we're just going to increase it like this. Now, notice there are only 4 choices. You can have more than 4 choices. You can have less than 4 choices, but this is where you change them. And then the data, since we are not doing a double bar graph representation today, we're just going to take this second column out, and we are just going to represent one set of data for each change. Okay, so we'll leave those 2 numbers in there just for fun, and then we're going to say 45 and maybe 49. Okay, so now we have our data in there, and you're going to, this is the part that gets fun. You're going to select the graph, and then these 3 dots will pop up. You click there. There are a bunch of different choices, but today we're just going to choose Edit. And this window will open, go straight to Customize, and I would just work my way right down through all the choices. So start with chart style. You can do a background color if you want. Say we want a little gray. You can change the font. We'll change it to wide for fun. And then you can go ahead and change the border if you'd like. I also love to select 3-dimensional, but you don't have to. There's also maximize and compare mode. Okay, next one. We're going to change the title. So the chart title is important because this is what it's called. So we're going to say toy, car, and ramp test. And this will be our title. And then for our subtitle, say you're working, you don't need a subtitle, but say you're working in groups or periods, you could name it after your group. So you could say group 1, and then it shows up over here as your group. And then the horizontal and vertical axis titles are very important. These are what I call labels, and they represent the data or the independent variable, the dependent variable. So this one's going to be our independent variable, which is the height of the ramp. And then the vertical is going to represent our dependent variable, which is going to be the distance that the car travels. And that's going to be in centimeters. Okay, and then we're good to go. And you can change the text color there, which is kind of fun. So maybe we want it to stand out. We will change these axis title or colors to red. Okay, click out of that, go down to series. Now this is where it's kind of fun because you get to change the color of the bars if you wish. So here's where you will click add. You will go down, we'll leave the first one blue, but we'll go down to 20, click OK, and then we'll go to yellow, and then we'll do add again, go down to 30, change it to a different color, and then finally our last one, we'll make it dark red. How about that? Okay, we are finished with that one. Now the next one is the legend. So the legend just gives you some choices on this part. In this particular one, we do not need a legend, so we'll just click none. But as you can see, there are different choices as to where you can position it on your graph. So we will click none here. Now, if you're you want these bars the colors to represent a certain, group, then you would definitely use the legend. Click out of that, go to horizontal axis. You can make some adjustments here as you would like. And then the vertical axis, the only thing I want to change here is showing you something that's very interesting. So it's so important to pick a scale that fits for your data. In this one, the 50 fits perfectly. But what if you did 0 minimum, 100 maximum? Look what happens to the bars. They drop really low. We don't want that to happen. We want our data to be able to be represented with nice big bars. And so as you can see, our highest number is 49, so 50 is a perfect one. Okay, finally, the last is just grid lines and ticks. You can play around with this. You can add some steps or some counts in there, and that's up to you. We won't go over that one today, but you can kind of play around with that one as well. Okay, so how do we get it back into our Google slide? Well, you click back to your slides and you see the one you started with, and then you click update, and there you go. Boom, done. Easy as that, and so much fun, and so efficient and just creative. So same thing with these. I'll just do a quick one. I'm not going to go over every single detail, but we'll do it really quickly and show you. You do the pie, move it to where you want it, open your source. You will change your representations over here. Say we're doing how you travel to school. Maybe you travel on a bike, maybe you travel in a carpool, or you travel on a bus, or you walk. And we're going to leave these for time's sake the way they are, but you would click here, you would edit the chart again, and then you would customize it the way you want. The fun thing about the customization here is they have you have three-dimensional as well, but you can make a little hole in the center if you want. You can do labels right on there, or you can do the percentages. And anyway, you go down through and you just customize it the way you wish. So then we go back to our slides. We click update, and there you go. And last but not least is our line graph. So we're going to go down to line, and we're going to go back into the source. Wait till it loads. And say you're testing plants in light and dark. So we would have period 1 would be light, period 2 would be dark. We would change these to day 1 and so forth. So you can have more than 4 choices, like I said before. And say you were doing something over time, you want it to be, different months or days. We're going to just add in, we're going to pretend we did this over a week's period and watched the plant growth, and 67. And then you're going to have to move, because notice the graph, it doesn't extend out. So we have to go in and add some information. So we will do that really quickly, add some pretend information. And there you go. Now we do the same thing. We go in here, go to edit chart, and this is where you will customize and put in your colors. I won't go through all of it, but you'll want to change maybe the colors of the bars. You will want to keep the legend, and you can label all those and change the titles and put your labels in as well. So that is how you do it. So we go back to here, we update the information, and that is how you insert graph into your Google Slides. I hope this was very helpful.